Okay, thank you for telling me it was no sound. I apologize for that. Thank you very much, whoever told me. Thank you very much. Okay, guys, then we didn't have any sound. To start with the. Oh, that's you. Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, well, we have to do the disclaimer again. Okay, guys, be aware of risk in the future trading. We strongly recommend to stay on a sim until you get to learn how to trade with the future market. We're not your financial advisor. Um this is only educational. This is not a trading room. So on the market analyzer, this is an auto trade. For the right upper corner, the market analyzer, automated scalp, and this is an automated scalp. This one here on the right upper corner is an automated scalp signal, 15 second, and this is the chart is 15 seconds. So if we look at the ES, we have 73 ticks based on one contracts on the market analyzer, and this is exactly what we have on the scalper right now, based on one contract. Um, on the scalper here on the right upper corner, we don't have to trade all of them. We can trade ES, NASDAQ, or Dow Jones, or you can trade ES, NASDAQ, Dow Jones, and CL if you want to, but you don't have to trade all of them. If you have money to trade all of them, you can trade also on a micro account. And now we have 1,300 ticks into the profit. The blue chart is connected to this market analyzer on the left upper corner, automated to swing trading. As we see here, the target hit, and we see on the market analyzer, target hit. Right now on the swing trading as well, we have around a little over 1350 ticks based on the last entry signal, not the whole day. The white charts are on a total different auto trade. This is the TI7 for NinjaTrader 8, and we have the V8 also for NinjaTrader 8 as well. And this is a total different type of an auto trade. The only one is different is this one here. The white chart is connected to the market analyzer. So we can put it here, and then we can bring some other instruments if we want to, and try to take some of those. This CL based on the 4 minutes hit 2,520. Now if we look at this one here, the 5 minutes, both of them, all of them, they are on a $1,000 target. But what happened when the market is going to your direction is gonna stay on that trade, and that the $1,000 daily target, because the market is going to our direction, we nailed 1,500 above our daily target, and so we are done with that one on the CL. The 4 minutes and the 5 minutes, we are keep climbing to the same numbers, 65.48 and 66 level. On the ES, on the ES, on the blue chart, as we see, we don't need to be trying to, or I rephrase that. The charts on the blue chart is a 1 minute, and we don't need to be an expert to read the charts. After the market got the entry, target hit, here's the target, and then as you see, there is a fib line here, resistant, and then we have a signal here, is telling us reversal. And those reversal are not repaint reversal like those commercials you see, or some of the vendors they use a repaint um, reversal. Those reversals, they don't move. So after you hit the target and you hit the line at 41.5150, a reversal, this is an indication of the ES dropping as a re-entry long, at 41.4125. So this is very important, gentlemen, very important. If you have a light-handed, that will be nice. You can take a short trade on a sim, and you know your target is 41.4150 or 41.4125. So this is a very, very important to understand what is your borders when you are trying to trade, and how much you can scratch the or stretch the auto trade, because an auto trade, you are the guy responsible to understand when or what is the possibility for that auto trade to trade when there is a high time hours, and when the market goes sideways, you need to stop trading. Not to just auto trading, in general, you need to stop trading. And this is the most important element in the trading, is to understand when we can go into the market, when we can trade the market, when we can auto trade the market, and then when we to stop the market. And if you just want to just shoot free and 24/7, your chances are very thin to make it in this market, because there is no such a thing. You can be sitting, banging on the market 24/7 and earning money. You have to understand there is limitation. You have to be aware what's going on in the market, if the market is trending or not, before you start any kind of auto trade. There is no such things called drawdown or a monthly income on an auto trade. There is no such things. You hear it, and all those fake numbers made by a PDF can be altered within 5 minutes. No one knows how much I will be making tomorrow, not just next month. I have no idea what will happen tomorrow. I have no idea tomorrow if we are going to have a winning trades or losing trades. There is no one can predict. If you make today $3,000 on the DAX, does not mean tomorrow you will be making $3,000 on the DAX. Could be tomorrow 5,000, or it could be one big banana and you're gonna walk away with nothing, or probably in red. All those what I hear about, what is the return, what is the prediction, no one can predict, no company can predict, no auto trade can predict what's your outcome for tomorrow. All what it is a sell pitch scam to give you drawdown, and that it is then anyone, they are trying to give you the drawdown on an auto trade or anything like that. You go down and you see it says no guaranteed on the drawdown, and no guarantee on your future trading. No guarantee your next month's your auto trade can make banana or $1. So all this nonsense. What is your drawdown? What is the percentage winning? What is your percentage winning? You will have some months you will make good money, and you will have some months it's going to be bad months, and it's all up to the market movement. When you are trading, when it is this is a re-entry point, folks. This is a re-entry point on a sim. Don't hold me on that, but if you wanted to try, this is a re-entry sim on this one here. So all this unprofessional amateur traders, they hear on the commercial that there is a percentage 75% or a percentage 85%. And then on top of that, that guy is using a Renko bar, so his percentage is fake, his auto trade is fake, he is fake, and his chart is fake because he cannot predict the market tomorrow if this auto trade gonna give me 2,000 banana or $2,000 or 2,000 pesos. That it is a myth, and any trader respect himself or respect the company he works for. He will never can tell you or predict what is your drawdown tomorrow. No one can predict, because now today there is $2,800 on the CL, and tomorrow if the CL is not working, what we gonna have a piece of crap from the CL, and it's not gonna be making any money. All this nonsense, all those scams, all those guaranteed, and all this is nothing but a bunch of crap and hogwash. No one, no company, not even a big firm, not even an institutional. Yesterday, I was talking to a woman. She works for here in Europe. She works for an institutional company, and I know her privately when we were together in Switzerland many years ago, in Geneva, and I said, "How's it going with you?" And she said, "Sam, we are down 35%. And this is an institutional company. But what it saved them, it was they sprayed out a lot, and but they are down 35%. And they are very much in technology, and health. The health department was making money, but on the technology they were down 35%. So, and this is an institutional. Here is a guy with a big $2,000. He thinks he's gonna nail the market and bang on the market. He hardly have enough money to buy a Ninja Trader license. He want to borrow money to trade. He wants somebody give him money to trade. He don't know how to trade, and he hardly have a license with Ninja Trader and want to trade. And he wants the percentage. If he put $1,000, how much he will be making next week? Where there is an institutional, and their capital over $1 billion, and they cannot even predict what is the outcome of their $1 billion is going to be in percentage. And this is a reality. And here is a guy coming in, naive guy, uneducated, selling hamburgers 2 days before, and now he wants a return on his $1,000 100% every single day. And here is the fun part. He's going to get his feeling hurt, or everything is a piece of crap because it don't go to his wishes, because he's expecting to put $2,000 in this trading, and he's expecting to return 100% every day. And he wants an auto trade, a trade 24/7 for him, and he wanted to go honeymooning, and the money goes directly to his bank when the auto trade close their trades in the evening. I mean, I don't know what kind of lollyland he is on, but the reality is, even if you are a manual trader, you've been trading. I've been in this market for 29 years right now. I cannot even predict what I can make on the DAX tomorrow. But what I can do, what I can do tomorrow, I'll tell you one thing. I allow myself 3 trades on the DAX. And I have a certain stop loss on the DAX. I know how much I will be losing tomorrow, but I have no idea how much I will be making. Because I'm allowing myself 3 trades on the DAX every morning. And when I see good trade, I'm going to take that trade. And when I don't see good trade, I'm not taking that trade. So I know I have 3 trades tomorrow with a certain stop loss. And this is what I know for tomorrow. But what is the outcome of it tomorrow? I don't want to talk about next month. I don't want to talk about next year. I don't know what is this auto trade tomorrow on the CL 5 minutes. If it's gonna give me one big banana, or it's gonna give me 1,000, or it's gonna give me 500. So when a mature guy, calling or asking or demanding or requesting, he have a $2,000. His IQ is just with the trading is a very basic, and he's expecting to double up his money every week. Who you are? Where do you think you come from? Or what do you think you have come out with an idea where somebody else did not come out with this idea before you do? So everybody is running, wants somebody to give them money to trade. And they are not the traders, for God's sake. They were selling hamburgers 2 days ago, and now he wants somebody give him money to trade the future, and he don't know how to load the chart on NinjaTrader. He don't know how to optimize a NinjaTrader automated trade. He wanted full automated, but he don't know how to optimize an auto trade. He don't know when to start an auto trade, and he don't know when to stop the auto trade, because he's expecting to bang on the market 24/7 non-stop, and it just ironing money for him. And so if this is the case, really, on Monday morning we don't have a garbage man come and pick up our garbage. We don't have a guy delivering pizza for us, because everybody sitting at home licking on an ice cream, and the auto trade making money, and we all on a goddamn cruise, and we are honeymooning. So this is not the way it works, guys. And whoever is giving you this a bunch of nonsense, and then you find out yourself it does not work, so you cannot do that. Right now, I want to show something. We don't want to just show win and trade. If we look at this ES, it was a wrong trade. And we already in a hole on this, because I was busy talking. I didn't see that trade here. So if you are not paying attention to the market, you can immediately start losing money. I didn't pay attention to this market here, and then immediately I got in trouble because I didn't see this, because it was a wrong entry. The auto trade took that entry, and it was a lousy entry. Anyway, so this is where if you close your eye 1 minute on the market can snap at you, and you can immediately. Here is a message to this guy with a for $2,000. Cases like this one here, took a wrong direction, and I was not paying to it, and you lost $300, $400, $500. Here is 20% of your capital is smoked away. So you started with $2,000. If you have one losing trade, you're down to $1,700, $1,800. If you are on a tight stop loss, if you are on a swing trade, then you are down. This one here is a swing trade, and you are down $500. So you have $1,500 left. $1,500 left. That means you still have 3 more trades to lose before you are kicked out of the game and kicked out of the rain. So, and then you're going to end up in some kind of forum with the internet, how smart you are, but the luck was not with you. NinjaTrader or the auto trade you were using, it was a lousy. The reality is this guy has $2,000, has no knowledge. He is the lousy one, not the auto trade, and not NinjaTrader, and not the signal coming from NinjaTrader. He is the guy needs to blame himself. He is very untrained and professional. He's a dreamer. He's coming here thinking he's gonna get rich by bull himself away around and not learning about the market. As we see here, this market right now, it is going into a lot of a chop on the ES, and this area right now here on this ES cannot be traded. Now all the auto trades they traded before that area here made money. Right now, any auto trade taking a trade in this area is gonna lose money. I don't care if this auto trade coming from me, from somebody else. Now you are in an area you're gonna be start losing money on the ES. If we cannot recognize that, then you need to stop looking at this market, go to Las Vegas, put your $2,000. You either walk away rich, at least you get free drinks. Here you are clean, cut and dry. Nobody cares if you lose 2,000 or 2 million. So this is the area where right now on the ES it cannot be traded. Whether you are a manual trader or an auto trader or a banana trader, whatever you want to call yourself. But this is not the area you can trade. And if you cannot spot it, this one here is not a tradable area. No matter what you do, no matter what you say, no matter how much you get mad, it's not going to help you. You're just going to dive into it and you're going to get in trouble. And that's as simple as that. Let me show you something. A minute ago, those two market analyzers, they were all in the green like gold. Now, if we look at the scalper on the ES is losing money, and the ES on the swing trading is losing money. I don't have any opening position on an ES, but once I have an opening position, it's gonna be losing money on the ES on a different type of an auto trade. And here's the problem, because now saying because you have a lousy auto trade, that's why now your ES is not. Well, look at your lousy auto trade and see if your ES making money, and it's not making money. So as we see right now on the ES, and now as we see, look at this. If we look at the scalper right now, look at this. In general, is a red like a Christmas tree. Do you honestly think there is something wrong in the market or not? When you see this market start getting in red like this, there is nothing working anymore. Why? Because this is where the market is switching between long and short or long, or the market is sideways. And this is what you're going to see. You're going to start seeing a really bad red market in here. And this is where you're going to get in trouble right there. Until this market start going into the right direction, and then we can start auto trading. If we look at the market analyzer, you can see it immediately. You have a sell order on the ES, you have a buy order on the NASDAQ, and there is no sell on the NASDAQ. Look at this mess on the NASDAQ. There is no sell on the NASDAQ, which is gonna be a problem on the NASDAQ trader right now. And you can spot it immediately. Look at all the support areas on the NASDAQ. And this NASDAQ at the moment is not tradable, and you cannot go short on this NASDAQ. The reason is very simple, gentlemen. We don't know if this NASDAQ gonna hold here, 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 or here, or here. So whether you are auto trading or not auto trading, it doesn't matter. This NASDAQ is a big mess. Once this NASDAQ go below the 131.78 level, is a big mess, and you cannot trade it manually. You cannot trade it as an auto trade. You cannot do anything to the NASDAQ. And even if you are auto trading NASDAQ, whatever this auto trade coming from, you need to stop that NASDAQ automated trade, because it's about to lose your pants off with that. ES, we had the ES on the same direction, and we got stopped out, and then the market went down and is gonna hit the target, and we'll come to trade, and nothing we can do about it. But the scalper cashed that trend. We lost on the swing trading, but the scalper cashed that trend, and it's okay. So we already broke even from the swing trading, and now we are ready to to get into the new trade on this one here. Nasdaq is a bad news on the Nasdaq. There is some people, they say I only trade Nasdaq. Okay, well, if you only trade the Nasdaq, you are in trouble right now already. You cannot trade the Nasdaq without looking at the ES. And then if we look at the Nasdaq, there is no short trade in here. This is a one big pile of mud in here. You don't want to dive into this at any price, whether you are manual traders or auto trader. This is a really a big mess. However, on the ES, we still can catch a trade on the ES based on a pullback re-entry and a target. We can still catch some of this trend, or if you want to, you are using the scalper, you are on the right direction. But this is it. And look, I'm gonna leave this one on. I'm gonna leave this one on. This signal is not gonna work. I don't want to just show you the winning trades, because when you are sitting by yourself, avoiding this all this trouble. Look at this. This market, the signal took that trade, and it's not gonna make it. The auto trade took the perfect entry, but the knowledge, this is an auto trade, it's not gonna make it. You will see, it's not gonna make it. It's gonna bump in here, here, or here, and it's gonna turn around. So that trade, it is a dead trade before it was born. And look at this. Mark my word for it. Even if there is let me see if there's any other auto trades taking the Nasdaq. They're not gonna make it. Look at this. Look. Look. On cases like this, once you start to understand the market, cases like this, you need to break even immediately, because this trade is not going to survive. This trade is a matter here or here or here. It's going to turn around on you, and I'm going to leave it to show it to you. Look. It's not a survivable trade. It's a dead trade before even it happened. And look, wait. You can see this trade is hanging on 13, 17 too. Look at this. Look. Now it's going to go down, trying to see if it can break. Now the ES is about to close. Closed. So we covered ourselves with the ES. This is the final destination on the Nasdaq. On this one, you break even. This is your lucky day, because it survived that trade, and now it's going to this projection, and now it's going back. And let me see if the scalper took that trade. Yes, the scalper, I think, took that trade. But much earlier. This is the scalper took that trade. But it took that trade much earlier because it's the scalper. And look at this. I'm going to stay on the swing trading. Look. Came here and sit in. Look at this. The ES hit the target, turn it around, that's fine. What happened to the Nasdaq, folks? One minute you have, 1 second you have $700. Now you have $170. And you have not understand your situation. Probably you lose that trade. Or if you are smart enough, you'll break even and call it off for today on that trade. And if this one here, this trade did go through this, this is one of your luckiest day. If you survive today on that one, tomorrow you're not going to survive on that one, which is not over yet, because I doubt it very seriously the Nasdaq is able to break that. And if it did, very fine, but tomorrow it's not going to be the same. It's going to turn around against you, and it did. Welcome to trading. It did. Let's see. This is a heavy support area here. I doubt it very seriously it's going to make it. I can break even on this one immediately, but I want to keep it on to show you that if you're not paying attention to the market, can go against you. Look at this. This is a very strong support area, and probably it's not going to survive it. On the TI7, on the other auto trade on the ES, took that trade and is already broke even on the ES. On the Nasdaq, I don't have anything taking a trade. That's good. As we see, this Nasdaq is if it didn't stop on this one, it's gonna stop, fire back on this one here. If it didn't stop on this one, it's gonna fire back on this one here. When you're trying to auto trade, you don't understand this market can turn around and knock you out of that trade. Sometimes it's gonna happen, it's gonna go through it, but most of the time it's gonna go back and fire right up to our face. And this is where, as long as we understand this market is dangerous, the Nasdaq, and the Nasdaq is not tradable, the auto trade took that trade, and it is, for me, it was a dead trade before it was born. And now, as we see, this market now fell to break that area here, is trying very hard, fell to break that area because the ES keep going further than the target, but the Nasdaq got hold on this area here, and it's a matter of time before it goes back and knock you out of that trade. So what we are going to do, we're going to go ahead and break even. We understand the danger on that trade. And now we are on a break even. We don't care what happened to this trade. If it's able to break that area here, as you notice, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times trying to break that area here. Even if he was able to break that area, it's going to get stopped again on 13,137 and 13,125. Final destination, final destination, 131.09. So as we see, the Nasdaq is struggling on that area. On a very fast market, can this Nasdaq turn around within a split second and put you in a hole for $500, $300? So I don't have any Nasdaq trade at the moment, or maybe I do. Let me see if I have any. Okay, this is the TI7. It just took that trade also. And for me, this is a stupid trade. But it took that trade. This is a dangerous trade. Even if it's making money, this is a dangerous trade. And very dangerous. I will not trade the Nasdaq in here. We got lucky on that trade today on the Nasdaq, and the Nasdaq decided to go further. But it's not going to happen like this every day. It's going to go back and fire right up to our face. Today we got lucky with it. Why not? As we see, the Nasdaq, if we go back to the video, we said it's going to be rejected from here, here, or here, or here. Now, if we look at it, You had almost $1,000 on that trade, and now you are going one more chance. So if you're not keeping your eye on it, uh, you're gonna be closing with 2 ticks profit, or you can close that auto trade with $1,000 profit. But all of it, all this trade is not acceptable, because this one here, and look at this, and I broke even and didn't survive it. Now, on the next entry is a re-entry on the Nasdaq at 13,194, and this is the re-entry, and this is the re-entry point on the Nasdaq short, and still you're gonna go back and gonna start dealing again with those numbers one more time. So what I'm saying is, um, the CL is doing very fine. The CL. What I'm saying, folks, there is a certain trades when you are auto trading, it's not acceptable, and this Nasdaq was not acceptable. That Nasdaq made a little money, but this is a dangerous game because the entry was at 13.17, and the fib line was a couple ticks below that. You don't take a trade 2 ticks above the fib line or below the fib line. So this is a dangerous game. If you are not aware of it, can cause a lot of problems in your trading. So again, this Nasdaq is not tradable. And the ES, we're doing fine. Right now it's 10:43. We are coming to the final destination in this area here on the ES. There is not much, don't count on the ES to go further down. This is the area. This is about the end for the ES. There is not much going on. The CL is doing fine. Nasdaq, we have a re-entry at 1975. The CL was trended today. It's beautiful. Much better than the Nasdaq trades. At least they were safer trade. On this auto trade, we took one trade, two trade. It was done. 2100. Again, as we see here from that trade here, we have a double support area. When we have a double support area, that causes a problem. It's coming to go back to retest the 64 level. So what we do, we have to interfere a little bit and secure some of the profit, because if the CL goes above that line, it's going to be a problem. Right now, having a problem with the support at 64.13. If he breaks it, there will be final destination in here. Let's go back on the Nasdaq, please. Let's go back on the Nasdaq. I wanna. Here, it was a very nice trend. The market come back, knock you out of that trade. And please don't look at the PNL. Let's look at the Nasdaq movement. As we see with the market movement right now on the Nasdaq, it's gonna drive you crazy between 1381 and 13,147 right there. It's gonna go back and forth, and this is where 75% of the traders, whether you are auto trading, manual trading, whatever trading, here it is where all the Nasdaq traders, they're gonna start get in trouble, losing money. Despite what auto trade they're using, despite what kind of skill they have, this is a losing area here to trade, and I will not risk the trade on the Nasdaq at any. Now, if a guy is a blind and took a trade and made $1,000, that's very fine for him. But it does not mean he's a good trader. He's just shooting a blind, and he don't even recognize he's jumping off an airplane. He don't recognize that. And this is here is a suicide trading. uh, and it is not a safe trade on the Nasdaq, and that can, if we look at how this bars is moving and how fast the bars is retracing or retracting to the, that can knock off a lot of trades when you are using a stop loss. This is where by the time the auto traders start taking a trade somewhere around there, when the market on the pullback, doesn't matter what kind of auto trade you're using, whether based on the pullback re-entry or you have an ATR or a MACD, by the time this auto trade taking a trade is going to be somewhere around there, and the market turn around against you and is going to be knocking you out of that trade, and this is a couple of $300 losing a trade. So what I'm saying is, auto trades are wonderful, but you cannot turn blind on your chart to see what's going on in the trading, because let's say this Nasdaq, I told you this is the re-entry point. This is the re-entry point, but I have no direction where this market is going from that re-entry today. So for the Nasdaq is a very dangerous game today, and as we see the way the bars are moving back and forth, this is a very losing day on the Nasdaq. Even if you got away with a $500 here and there, but at the end you're gonna get stuck and you're gonna lose all the profits, because there is no stability in the trend in here, and there is no direction on the Nasdaq at the moment. And once you see all those lines, you need to stay away from those area here. So this one here right now is not a tradable. It's gonna go back and forth. I want to show you. I'm gonna stay on that chart. I want you to see how many times this Nasdaq is gonna go in, and you think you're gonna miss the train, and then it turns around and knock you out of that trade. It's gonna happen. Not even one time, two times. It's gonna be done many times, and that's where most of the traders start losing money on the Nasdaq today. It's not the auto trader are losing money. It's because they don't understand the condition of this Nasdaq is not tradable. And if we look right now on the Nasdaq, the scalper signal that just fired long, you see? So if we go back to this video, and I told you once this market go down this direction, there is no trade short. And right now, there is no trade short. Still, there is no trade short. And now the scalpers start turning around. And now we have a buy signal on the Nasdaq. And it is still a struggling market. Look at this. It went short, didn't make it, and now went long and didn't make it. Look at this. Even on the short was a little over $1,000, but I left it alone. I didn't want to cash it in. And if we look now on the buy-in, and now we start getting on that direction. Now look at this, how this market start lining up. If we look at now the Nasdaq, this is another auto trade taking a long trade. And this is the scalper taking a long trade. Do you think this scalper gonna survive the long trade? Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead, cover it as soon as possible. If we can cross the 32.21, we are in a good shape. If this market not able to cross the 13,220, we're gonna get screwed with that trade. Has nothing to do with the auto trade. So the scalper took that trade, and I know where I am with that trade. If this market crossed the 13,220, it could be $1,000 trade. And if this market not able to cross that line here, and it's going to go back, knock me out, and all what I'm getting out of it, a big banana. And it has nothing to do with the auto trade, has to do with the market movement. So right now, even if we have $180, $200, $300, the P&L is irrelevant. The problem is, if this market able to cross the 221, we are in a good shape. If this market not able to climb to this area, crossing it, we are in trouble. We are already in trouble with that trade. So now we are looking at this market. This is the market, or this is the chart. It's going to determine that line here. It's going to give us $1,000 trade, or it's going to give us one big banana to chew on. So this is what it's all about. It's not about your auto trade. It's trying to understand when you are in danger, when you have a problem, and when your auto trade is in problem. So now we are, as we see, before it happened, the market is stuck on the 220, as we expected, as we are planning it. And now we are exactly what we were scared of few seconds ago. The market is stuck in there, and this is where we either gonna make it or break it. When the guy is looking at that trade and he sees he has a trouble was whether he is using this kind of auto trade or that kind of auto trade, if he cannot recognize where is the problem, he's not gonna make it in the trading industry. And as we see here, the Nasdaq is sitting and is trying to break that area. If we break that area, it's almost is almost $1,500 trade. And if the market not able to break that 220, we're gonna walk away with a big banana on this one. So here is my message to this guy. What I'm expecting on that auto trade to make today on the Nasdaq. How much you think percentage? Because they always try to go around with this question and ask it differently. So how much I should be making on that trade, on the auto trade, on the Nasdaq, not tomorrow, not after 1 hour, right now. So this is the message I want to give to this guy, is what is your percentage? My percentage on that trade right now, I cannot predict for you my trade on this trade here. If it's gonna walk away with one banana, or if it's gonna walk away with $1,000. If this Nasdaq break the 220, we are walking away with over $1,000 on that trade. This is my percentage. And if this market not able to break that area, we are walking away with nothing. So forget about predicting tomorrow how much you will be making. You know, you want to buy a fishing rod, and you want to know, if you buy the fishing rod, how many fish you're gonna catch tomorrow. I don't know, maybe it's gonna be in old shoes in the water, and you're not gonna catch any fish. I don't know what you're gonna get. So I cannot predict for you even that trade right now, if it's gonna make $1,000 or $500. So how you want this guy, they are looking on percentage, and this is nothing but a bunch of crap. And this, the percentage, I can put in auto trade, and I can show you the percentage winning, and I can show you on the profit factor your percentage winning is 95%. But in the reality, is it true? No, it's not. So for those fools out there, the amateur, they don't know what they're talking about. Even if you put your money in an institutional or in a bank, you have $200,000, you give it to the bank, cannot guarantee a return. on anything, and they make you sign a paper, you're going to end up the end of the year with a banana. You're not going to get 20%. They cannot guarantee that for you, no matter how big the bank is. But you are trying to buy an auto trade with your couple $1,000, and you want to guarantee return 75% on your $2,000 account. What a brilliant idea. If a bank institutionals are not able to do that, and a normal guy out from the street selling hamburgers, that's what he wants return if he wants to trade the market. And here is the problem: he gets his feeling hurt if he don't get his wishes. So now we have crossed the 220. Now we can say we are on a $1,500 trade, and here it is. We are on a $1,500 trade, and the auto trade taking that trade on the Nasdaq is okay. It's a good trade. It's coming from the swing trading. This one here is coming from the scalper. Is already into the trade. This one here is okay, but we're gonna go ahead and secure it for a lot less. We have the other trade running, so we are doing fine on this one here. And I prefer the scalper anyway. So if we look at the market analyzer on the swing trading, there is a sell position on the ES, buy position on the Nasdaq. It didn't make it. It's pulling back to the buy position didn't make it. The scalper made it, but this one didn't make it. Sell position on the YM, buy position on the CL is a big mess. So the reason I tightened it up, it is a good trade. I tightened it up because we already have one. And if we able to maintain the Nasdaq above that line here at 20 level, we are in a good shape, and we're gonna hit the target at 249. So, and if the market not able to close above that line, that means we're going back down to the support area. So we'll come to trade, and nothing we can do about it. Okay, this is it. There we go. If you are interested in the Nasdaq, is good for if you want to follow that trade on the Nasdaq. You gotta be careful, but it's good for a re-entry at 186.25 long, of course. Let me show you something, how you can choose in the morning if you want to trade the ES or Nasdaq or Dow Jones. You don't go by the optimization and auto trades. Let me show you how this market, I'm gonna keep this one here somewhere. Let me show you how this market, when it's not lining up, let me show you what it is. And it does not require a really professional trader to look at it. But look, if we look at the market analyzer, two things for the trader should see before he start auto trading. If we look, you look at the 1 minute, not the Renko bar. And if we look at the ES, it's a sell position, Nasdaq buy position, YM sell position, CL. They are not in sequence. The ES go in one direction, Nasdaq go in one direction, and the YM go in another direction. Let me show you what does that mean. If we look at the ES, there is an extreme heavy support area, resistant, I apologize, an extreme heavy resistant area on the ES. If we look at the Nasdaq, there is an extreme heavy support on the Nasdaq, extreme heavy resistance on the ES, extreme heavy support area on the Nasdaq. That can drive anyone, not just crazy, can drive anyone banana, can drive him mad with the trading, because the market is not in sequence. Whether you are manual, one of them is wrong here, gentlemen. One of them is wrong. One of them is not going in the same sequence. The ES and the Nasdaq, they're not going in the same direction. And one of them is wrong. So what we have here is a sideways market and is untradeable no matter how long you have optimized on the weekend in auto trade, no matter how much you shined your auto trade, no matter what you have done to your auto trade, there is no way out of it. And this is a trouble right here. And it's not a tradable area right now. It's not a tradable timing to jump in on any trade, whether you are a manual trading or auto trading. Any trades you take here, you make money with it, is by luck. It's not consistency. And this is the difference between consistency and luck. If now my Nasdaq take a trade here, and I made the clarifying here, the auto trade took short, and the luck is blowing our back. That's it. The luck is blowing the same direction as our back. So this is here. This is where you start getting in trouble between the ES and Nasdaq and Dow Jones, right there. And it is overwhelming. The market analyzer, if we look at the market analyzer, is red, blue, green, like a Christmas tree. It's not in sequence, and each instruments go in their own direction. That it is a nightmare. The market is not in sequence. And if when you're auto trade taking a trade here, you are occupying because, oh God, the Nasdaq made me 300. Oh God, the Nasdaq made 500. That number here is a high risk number and is a very unstable number. And if you are not aware of the danger of that trade, it made money today. But do you think because the auto trade is good, or is it because the market by luck go into the direction of the auto trade? It is by luck. This is not consistency because the auto trade is making $1,000 here. This is not a consistency. What happened here, we have a market, a lot of a chop market in here and a lot of chop market in here. You have an auto trade, took a short trade, and the air was blowing into the same direction as the auto trade. But all those, look at this. Look at this. I'm not going to touch it. Look at this. So here is my problem is, the first things you want to do when you are purchasing an auto trade, whether from me or from the ice cream man, whatever, don't look at your P&L. Don't waste your weekends on optimization, because there is a certain area you will never find out if this trade is going to be winning or losing trade until we come into this Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday, and find out the market direction. So now if I want to look at this NASDAQ trade, gentlemen, I took a trade. It's the same story, the same song. It's the same song what happened half an hour ago. If you go back to the video, it's the same number. 13172 is the same number. And it got rejected. Before, did go farther a little bit, come back to the same number. Now, it's the same number, got rejected again. Even if this market gonna go farther down, it's gonna reject it from that number again. And that's what exactly has happened to this trade here. And I want to sit down and give you, at the end of the night, after the fact, show you a couple of charts made it, like what the others do, and hide the other 98 charts didn't make it. They just want to show those 2 charts made it, and they forget to show you the other 98 charts didn't make it. So right now, do you think we are on the right direction? No, we're not on the right direction. So when we are trading, we are occupied with the $500 and $400. But those $500 are very dangerous $500. Because look at this. We are still on the same line. And the same line, you're not going to predict it on an optimization over a weekend with an auto trade. This is not going to exist on your optimization, your auto trade. You can optimize it from now till New Year Eve. It's not going to change the fact that this line here, you cannot see it when you are doing optimization on an auto trade over a weekend. The only time you're going to see that line is when you are trading and you understand you are in danger with that trade, and that trade can make $1,000 or a banana. So now the NASDAQ is trying again on the same line. So what we are looking here is not looking at the P&L or on the percentage. What we are looking here for consistency, it could be the consistency today, $25. Could be tomorrow, $250. Could be day after tomorrow, $1,000. Could be the day after tomorrow, down $1,000. But what we are looking for consistency, not looking at the P&L, trying to predict on the NASDAQ 15 second, how much is going to make me tomorrow? I don't know. Today, my DAX, because it is really irritating when a guy tell me if I make last week $1,000, I should make $1,000 this week. No, that's not true. Because if the market moving last week, you might make 1,000. And if this market sideways today, you're going to walk away with nothing. So what happened in the past, or if today you made $5,000 on the DAX, does not mean tomorrow you will make $5,000. Yeah, but it's almost how much you think I will be making tomorrow. I don't know. You could be losing 5,000 tomorrow. Nobody can predict tomorrow for you. And all those nonsense, they give you the percentage. We will show you this week if I have time. I can make an auto trade and give you percentage 95%. And if you auto trade it, based on the back testing, made last week or last month's $100,000. I can show that. But is it fact? Is it true? No, it's not. It's fake. It's a sell pitch. And I have revealed all this on the YouTube, and I was attacked by a lot of vendors. I got hammered with email cussing me out. I should not be in this business because I revealed a lot of things. And there we go. Here is our trade on the NASDAQ. So when you see Guy showing you the profit factor, he's full of it. The profit factor is just giving you an idea. You could be on the right direction. But if the profit factor is showing you 75% profit, don't believe it. So now let's go back here. As we see this NASDAQ troubling, and we have predict it's going to be a losing trade on the NASDAQ. So that's what I'm trying to prove my point here. Is when you are auto trading and the support area did not allow NASDAQ to go further down, you're going to get in the hole. And when the support area, we can break through that support area, you can be on $1,000 trade, and we'll come to trading. As we see on the ES, we told you half an hour ago, there is nothing left on the ES. As we see the ES going back and forth between support and resistance, and it is done, it's finished, it's 11:12. This ES, there is nothing to do. The market stopped trending, and the NASDAQ is driving you crazy. So here it is. We've been on the same trade, and it's not getting anywhere. It's a matter of time to start losing all your money on that NASDAQ. So this is where this guy wanna auto trade 24/7, and when you tell him, do you have an experience? Oh yeah, I've been trading 15 years. Okay, if you are trading 15 years, don't you haven't noticed in those last 15 years there is a sideways market? You haven't noticed that? That's very scary for a guy claiming he's been trading 15 years and he don't recognize the market is sideways. I mean, I don't know, smoking and trading at the same time, or drinking and trading at the same time. I don't get it. So as we see right now here, this market is not tradable, neither long or short. It's finished. And this is where a trader look at the clock, it's 11:13. If you catch a trend today, whether you are auto trading or manual trading, you did catch a trend in the morning. And right now, right, there is nothing. There is no use to use energy on a losing trades because the market is finished. From now to 12 o'clock, the market is done. Not unless if there is some kind of news gonna come out, but the market is done and over with. So if you are auto trading or manual trading, you are just gonna be blessed with losing trade. And here's the puzzle. Traders do not look at the market and say, there's nothing left today. He keeps looking at PNL and hoping that his trade is going to make 1,000, ignoring the signal in the market telling him there is not much left for today. So this is where, folks, whatever chart you have, whatever indicators you have, put them on. When you are trying to auto trade, and whatever this auto trade you got it from, put it on the side and try to predict what's going on in here to understand where is your auto trade is going. Auto trading by itself, you're not going to make it if you don't keep your eye on the market movement. So now we understand here on the ES NASDAQ, there is nothing. And I will not allow any auto trade to be activated right now because there is nothing. Any auto trade I will reactivate right now is going to lose money. Whether I'm using, we have 10 auto trades in our package. Oh, by the way, and we have a new auto trade coming out next week. I'm not gonna share it now. this is a new auto trade we're about to release maybe next week. It's called the precision entry strategy, and this one here is a bit clever auto trade. It's a brand new auto trade. We have developed something very nice to this auto trade. Anyway, we still missing the buttons on the top, and we are doing the final attachment on it, and probably, and this one here is running. You can run it on 10 seconds, 30 seconds, and you can run it on minutes. So this is a new auto trade coming. Probably we will be releasing on Monday. I don't know yet. So now if we look, as we said, this market, that it was no short on the Nasdaq, is only long, and the ES, there is no long, is only short. And this is wrong. Even if we got lucky here, but this is wrong. They are not in sequence. So for a guy is telling me, well, this is rubbish, my auto trade took that trade and is making money, and here I tell you, my auto trade is taking a trade and is making money. It's not about the money. It's about consistency. And if your auto trade making money, my auto trade is making money too. What's going on with the Nasdaq? I want to go back to the Nasdaq. We have a couple $1,000, and I'm sure your auto trade did not make $2,000. But our auto trade made $2,000 on that trade. But this is not the issue here. We already claim in the market that the Nasdaq, there is no short trade on the Nasdaq, and the ES is not in sequence. There is no long trade on the ES. That trade here is a very high risk, and that trade is stopped right now at this resistance line right there. First of all, this trade is a suicide trade. It's a very dangerous trade. If you have the auto trade activated and you took that trade, you got lucky with that trade. There is nothing to brag about a $2,000 trade in here. There is nothing to be bragged about, because that trade here is unacceptable. Any guy with a right mind know about trading when he sees the ES is into short only position and the Nasdaq is long only position, and you take a trade. That trade has a price and has a high risk trade, and that can cause inconsistency because you are not aware of that. You made $2,000 on that trade. You can be making $10,000 on that trade. But this does not mean you have consistency on your trading, because on that trade here, you made $2,000 today. On that trade, tomorrow you're going to dive in, but the market is not going to be in your luck. And when the market is going sideways, or the ES going one direction and the Nasdaq is going the other direction, it can be today you make $2,000 by luck, tomorrow you can lose $2,000. So you don't have a consistency, because we are only looking at the P&L, and we are not looking at, we are jet skiing and there is nothing but sharks under us. So what we are doing here, we are enjoying our 2,400, which is guaranteed. If we're going to do this maneuver tomorrow on a chop market, you're going to lose those $2,000. Again, those $2,000 here are not yours, because you're going to screw up tomorrow with it. So when you are trying to auto trade, what we are looking for is not the number of the P&L. What we are looking for is the consistency of your auto trade and the way you are managing that auto trade to stay consistent, and you auto trade only when the market is trending, and when the market is sideways, you stop your auto trade and you go enjoy, have a nice cup of coffee, go wash your car, do the dishes for your wife, do whatever you want to do, but you do not trade on a very chopped market. This is the point I'm trying to get you, and I don't want to get lost, or I don't want to get drunk over a couple $1,000 profit on one lousy trade, because this is not right. So now this Nasdaq did go to our direction. Let me show you something. On this video 10 minutes ago, we said there is only short on the ES. Is it true? Now the system here took a buy direction on the ES, and we told you there is only short on the ES and long on the Nasdaq. We said this on the video. I'm responsible for what I say. So we have a couple $1,000 here, and we have a problem here. Do I see the ES crossing all those areas? No. So we are lucky with this $2,000. I'm not going to argue with it. It's luck. It's not talent. It's not the auto trade. The auto trade is dumb. It's taking a trade long and short. This auto trade on the Nasdaq don't know what's going on the ES, but we do. He's just looking at the Nasdaq and taking a trade on the Nasdaq, but we are looking at the ES, and the ES got stuck right there. So when we are auto trading, we could have been taking the trade on the Nasdaq or ES, and the probability one of them is not going to do it. And let's go back, examine the ES itself. Would I take a manual long trade on the ES at 41.31.25 over my dead body? Would I take that trade here? No, over my dead body. I will never take a trade here. I'm not dumb to take a trade in here. The auto trade took a trade in there, but I'm not dumb to take a trade in here. Any guy has been around. This is auto trade. Don't know what's going on the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq don't know what's going on the ES. We are the ones is looking at the ES and Nasdaq. Your auto trade is only looking Nasdaq or ES. So would anyone with a bright mind take a long trade at 41.31? No. Did the auto trade took it? Yes. Is this a good direction? No. Is this a high risk trade? Yes. It is a suicide trade. It's not just a high risk trade, it's a suicide trade. Where would I take a trade for me as a personal trade? I will wait till this market across the 41.40 before I start going long. I will never take that trade from here. The auto trade took that trade here. The auto trade might survive all this area today, but it maybe tomorrow will not survive this area. I don't know how this market survived this area today, but it did. But tomorrow probably is not going to survive this area. So should I look at the P&L? No. At this here, by luck, yes. This is not because the auto trade is brilliant. No. No. It just the luck is blowing right up to our back. That's it. Because this one here does not showing encouragement to take any trades in here. It does not. And for this ES to cross all those numbers and get projected on 4140, without any doubt, there is a play in the market today. Without any doubt. That's, and there is a lot of fake movements. And now if we go back and examine the ES one more time, what I want to do, I want to leave the ES as is, and I'm going to leave the NASDAQ as is. If we look at this ES trade, it's not going to hit the target, that's for sure. The target on the ES is way up here at 41.53. It's not going to hit it. We know that. Now it got projected from the 41.40, and there is a reversal. And now here's the trouble. We are landing to God knows which one is going to support and which one is not going to hold. Here is a guess game right there. On this one here is the same story. Now if we're not able to hold on 32.72.50, we're gonna drop all the way down to the 24.25 and a re-entry at 24.25 long. So it's not about the auto trade. It's all about the support area here. If it's gonna hold at 13.27, or if it's not, then we are going down all the way here to the 26. So it has nothing to do with the auto trade. It has to do with the market movement. And there we go. This market surprised the hell out of me. I don't know how in the name of God this ES can break all those. Even on a normal day cannot do that. But today it did. Good. So I'm going to leave it. I don't want to make any comments. It's a very good auto trade, actually, Mike Palumbo. It's a very good auto trade. And we did something very clever on this one here. It's a very good auto trade. It's called the precision entry strategy, and it is in a way scalper. You can scalp it, and you can use minute, and it's a very clever. As Mike, what we have done on this one here, we did it is trading with the trend and reversing. It's going both of direction. And we're gonna put the buttons on it. It's a very good auto trade, actually, and we can use range on it as well. And I've been testing it on the 10 seconds, and I'm scared to show you the 10 second. Maybe I will. And actually, it's a very good auto trade. We will be covering that on. Actually, I cannot open right now, but I've been testing it for 1 week, almost 1 week. I like what I see. And this one here hit 1,000. That's why you don't see the trades. It's a very, very clever the way we did this. Is reversing the market, and it is going with the trend. And actually, it's a very clever one, and it's a very simple. You learn how to optimize it once. Does not require any filter. There is no filter. It don't need any filter on this one here. And it's a very simple. Very simple auto trade. And it's called precision entry. And we have the signals. I don't know how many auto trades we have now. I swear, I don't know. It's embarrassment when somebody is talking to me. I don't know how many auto trades we have. We have for the signal. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is for the signal. With the NT8, we have 5 in here. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Then we have the scalper, 13. On Monday, we cover the new auto trade on the zone. How many we said we have? 13. And we have the scalper. Then we have the zone. We have 2 on the zone. And it's going to be, we have the TI7 and the V8 for Ninja Trader, and now we have the Precision Auto Trade. So, and the Precision Auto Trade is a very clever one. Now I'm lost. How many we have? We have let's remove those. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19 auto trades. Wow. 19 auto trades. Wow. Yeah. Let's try. Actually, I didn't want to say anything on the YouTube about. But this one here is a very clever one. And on the last, if you want to take the daily target off, you can see how this auto trade is reversing the market and taking the trade. And it made 4,000 on the 10 seconds. The same setting here on a 10-second. I was testing it on 10 seconds, and it made in 24 hours made 4,000. It's a very clever auto trade. Beautiful. Look at this. Now we took a trade. We're still under a test and no filter. Still under a test. But it is amazing. Extremely sensitive. And Mike, this is a market order, not limited order. I can share the 10 seconds on the next webinar. It's a brand new auto trade. Oh, God help me. Now we're gonna generate million-hour support on. But I like this auto trade. I think it's very good and very efficient. This auto trade called the precision entry strategy. And we will be covering that on Monday if it's ready. I like it. And it's a very friendly use, not complicated. And I like it also. There is no filters. You don't need a filter on that entry because I have a really a precision entry and does not require any filters. The combination with that auto trade, we left around 4 or 5 option combination, and then the rest is hidden. We hide the rest, and we left to the traders a few options for optimization, so there will not be a problem, you know. But we left a good side for optimization as well, and the rest is covered. So guys, that's all what we have for today, and we'll see you on Thursday. I want to say thank you very much, and